Hi. All right. So we're gonna try to do this in my house. All right. And as you can see, I have little pictures. The one up there with me and my son. He's about 2 or 3. He was never a very happy child. I don't know why. Anyway, it's when it came to pictures. you know, he was always okay. Whatever. Anyway, so we are gonna do part 2 of this whole um abortion facts every conservative should know. Okay, so let's get started. Anyway, um, so last time we talked about fetal development, and then we talked about Margaret Sanger and Bernard Nathanson. Okay, yes, Margaret, it's pure evil. All right, so today we're going to talk about Norma McCorvey, who is Roe, and we're going to talk about Sandra Cano, who was Doe, who you probably don't even know. And um, then we're going to go into some myths and some stats and just sort of get that all rounded out. Okay? So let's start with Norma McCorvey. Now, everybody knows Roe v. Wade. Okay? Um, what they don't know about Roe v. Wade is that it created a timeline, like I told you in the last episode. Okay? Um, but she was the one who sort of was responsible for Roe, besides Sarah Weddington and Nana Coffey. Okay, those were the lawyers. Now, Roe um, lied and said that she had been gang raped. And so they were going to use that as the basis to overturn the Texas law on abortion. Okay? They really never really expected it to go up to the Supreme Court. They were sort of hoping, but it wasn't really something they thought would happen, and so they were quite surprised when it did. But yeah, so she lied straight out. She is now pro-life, and she's trying to get Roe overturned. Um, she became a Catholic, and part of the whole Roe thing, besides her lying, is that her lawyers her lawyers also lied to her and were manipulating her. Um, but at least she did like go to court, and she knew she was on the case. She knew that was about abortion, unlike the other one. So, but even so, there was a whole bunch of manipulation going on in the mix, and so for years now, she's been trying to get Roe overturned because she sort of saw the light. She was heavily involved in the abortion industry for years, and in the pro-choice movement, and was a speaker, all that. Um, but something happened, and she began to see that it was wrong, and so she went to the Supreme Court, and she said, Roe is based on a lie. I lied, and they're like, that's nice. It's still a law. So yeah, it it wasn't easy, but she's still trying. She has a very interesting story. These are just sort of highlights. So you need to go and check out her story. Norma McCorvey. Um, Norma McCorvey and Sandra Cano, who's Doe, never had an abortion. Now, for it to go up to the Supreme Court, it took 2 years. So, unless you're an elephant, you can't really just have a baby in you for 2 years and get an abortion. So, they never had one. Okay, so that's sort of Roe, just a general thing. Um, the next one is Doe. Okay, this is Sandra Cano. Okay, so she was never pro-choice. Okay, she was always pro-life. Okay, she never wanted an abortion, never had an abortion. Okay, Um, she never went to court for Doe. Okay, so unlike Norma, who at least knew that her name was associated with this case, Sandra didn't even know. Okay, she was unwittingly used by her lawyers. She was poor. She had just lost custody of her kids to her ex-husband. She was trying to get him back. She went to legal aid. She met these lawyers that like, hey, sure, we'd be glad to help you, and then, maybe you can help us. And so, she was signing papers, just because, okay, I will help you with this case because you're going to help me with mine. And it turned out later, it was an abortion case. And she's like, what? And so, yeah, she just wanted her kids back. She wasn't trying to get an abortion or anything. Now, Roe and Doe came out on this very same day. Now, Roe creates a timeline, like I said before, but Doe versus Bolton, um, let me put this up. Yeah, they came out the same day. Okay, so Doe versus Bolton, it made it legal to have an abortion for any reason during the entire pregnancy. So if you're like, I have a headache, I want to get an abortion, that's a medical reason there. You can have an abortion as long as you can find a doctor to sign off on it. Um, and so this whole Doe thing is even stricter than Roe is. Okay, because Roe says, okay, in the first 3 months you can have an abortion, whatever, we don't care because we're evil. Okay, in the second trimester, because it came up with this crazy timeline, so the second 3 months, the state can prevent you if they have some reason to. The state can get involved, but you still have access to abortion. Third trimester, state can just say no, no abortions, and make laws concerning abortion after the third trimester or on the after the second, the whole third trimester, because there is no after the third trimester. There's only three. So, um, so yes, during the third trimester, the state can say no. Um, but Doe said no. We take that back. Any point at any time, if you want an abortion, you can get one. So that's what Doe did. Okay. Um, and so you really when you're fighting to undo abortion, you're not fighting to undo Roe only. You're fighting to also undo Doe, because Doe is a lot more dangerous. At least there was restrictions with Roe. There are none with Doe. Okay, so you have to fight Doe even harder. Okay. Um, and Sandra Cano died a few years ago, but she spent all her time trying to get Doe overturned, um, and was just like amazed. That's used that one because I can't say that word. She was just amazed when she found out that, oh wait, I'm on what you know, because that was never her thing. So there you go. So those are the two primary pieces of legislation that you need to know when it comes to abortion. Um, there were others like Griswold versus Connecticut, and I'll try to find some others, but especially Griswold because that sets up everything. Um, but we'll talk about that later. All right, so right now I'm going to give you some stats. Okay. All right. So here we go. 60% of black babies. So give me a minute. 60%. So that's 3 out of 5. All right. So okay. So little babies like this. This is me. This is me about a year old. I'm a cutie. Okay. This is me around 2. Okay, see my little doll. I love my little doll. Okay. So if you have, you know, this 4 of us, my dad makes 5. It's in the old black babies. Okay. 3 of them, one, I say 2, 3, are going to be eliminated through abortion. Okay. 60%. That's very crazy. Okay. Now, 64% of abortions are coerced, pressured, or forced. Okay? So it's forced on a woman by another person. Okay? So these are not women who are making their own choices. And I'm just so happy I got to get an abortion. It's just so fun. No. Okay? So, yeah, 64%. So, again, that's like 3/5. Okay? All right. This is a big number, and it's even more. Okay? There have been 57,762,169 abortion deaths since Roe v. Wade in 1973. Okay, that's a lot. Um, Now there is a myth that abortion reduces poverty. I have the numbers here somewhere, but we'll just go with this on the part. All right, now in 1972. The median black income was $7,270. Today, it is $33,321. So it has risen. Okay? In 1972, white incomes were 1.7 times black incomes. Okay? Today, white incomes are 1.7 times more than black incomes. So basically, even though the incomes have risen, mostly with because of inflation and cost of living, so they they've grown, okay. But when you take a look at real progress, we're still at the same place, okay. 1.7 times less than white people, okay. Still, okay, 43 years later. Okay? Which means if abortion had some sort of real impact on incomes, why are we exactly at the same spot? Okay? No. Um, Blacks are 13% of the population but have the highest poverty rate. Now, it's some insane number um, like 4 million children, black children, are in poverty. And that's just kids. We're not talking about adults, just kids. Okay. Now, that's like 38% of the population, of the black population, children that are in poverty. Okay. Whites have like 5 million, but it's only like 11%. Okay. So, okay. So, abortion was supposed to help us get out of poverty, but our incomes have risen pretty much with the pace of inflation and cost of living. So we really haven't made true progress because we're just staying steady. And whites have also grown, but we're still steady at the same pace with them. Meaning, 43 years ago we were making 1.7 times less, and today we're making 1.7 times less. And so, how is that getting us out of poverty? And we're still have the highest number of kids in poverty? Yeah, I don't see that. Okay, so And I probably said it more confusing than I should have, and I'll try to clarify it next time. But yes, um, when they try to come with you at that, um, just know it's a lie. Okay, it's a myth. Abortion hasn't gotten anybody out of poverty ever. Okay, um, and I will go over some more later. But I just wanted to get part two up and running and get you some more information. And then my next video is going to be why I am pro life. Okay? All right. So I'll see you soon.